on TLIG Africa TV, and we're also live on Coded Radio. My name is Kenny. I'm going to be your host for today's edition of the show. And today, I'm not alone in the studio. I'm not always alone in the studio. I've got a phenomenal woman with me in the studio today. She's personal branding expert. She calls herself the mompreneur, and she's a woman of many parts. Her name is Mofolusade Sonaike. It's great to have you in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I don't know how to start because there are so many layers to you. Personal branding expert, women's advocate. You are a woman of many parts. But let's start from how exactly did your journey start into entrepreneurship? Let's start from entrepreneurship.
Okay, so the entrepreneurship journey started out of necessity in
Okay.
2010 after I had my first child. And no, I had my first child earlier, but he was about 3 then. I'd been getting letters from his school, come and attend this, come and attend that. I was working in the corporate sector at the time on the
Okay.
island and in mainland, but I could never attend any of these. There were just so many. And I just
That
sat
was
down.
how many years ago?
2007.
Wow.
But this was 2010 when I became really restless, and I was like, I don't want to live like this. I want to be a present mom. I want to be there. I want to be able to attend these tea parties and whatever, So I decided to resign. But I was thinking, what am I going to do with myself? Because I had never done anything entrepreneurship per se, and my parents, I come from a family where my parents worked till retirement, right?
Wow.
So there was nobody to look at to say, okay, what's this thing you want to do? But I started on the side, and then 2010, mid 2010, I decided, you know what, I'm going to take the plunge. I'm going to do this. So that's how it started.
So what were the challenges like for you? Because taking the plunge isn't just something just wake up in the morning and
I
say,
know.
"We'll take plunge."
I know. So for me, I thought I had a lot of people I'd talked to. People were advising me, Shebi, you're earning salary, don't resign. You can. My mother say, Shebi, I'm there taking care of the children. What's wrong? What are you looking for? Don't worry. Ma by law. I say, Mommy, your mother did not raise me. I don't want you to raise my kids, right?
I like that line.
Yeah, I want to raise my kids. And when I started I started a side hustle then, because I sat with my brother. My brother and I are the entrepreneurs in the family.
Okay.
The rebellious ones. We sat down, we're thinking, what can I do? Because when I resign, I need something to do to earn money, and also I'm a restless and active person. I don't want to just sit down at home fully. So I said, well, we said, okay, we'll do gift consulting because this is something you already do, you're passionate about. Okay, let's do it. So I started on the side, I registered the business, built a website, Trezolandia. Yes.
We don't see that.
Yes.
We don't follow you.
I used all my the money that you get when you're leaving to do websites, so that was my first challenge. I always tell people that the first challenge, sometimes you think having a lot of money is not it. People will say capital is capital. That capital self is a problem when you have
too much.
When you have too much money, especially because you don't have experience. So you apply, because now I look back and I'm like, that website, I had a website that nobody ever bought from for once.
Wow.
And that was the most I spent money, all my savings I used to do. And the person that was doing the website for me, I must mention, that fantastic guy then, but he tried to advise me. He said, Madam, use a Facebook page first. Start and build a following. I said, no, I want website. I wanted to buy a website. He said he just called the amount. Then he billed me like 500 or 500 and something thousand for that website that time.
And you paid?
I said, no problem, I will pay. I had money now. I was coming from the corporate sector. But you know that many years later, just about, was it 2018 or 2017, he just called me out of the blues one day and said he has always told himself that he will give me back part of the money.
Wow.
And
That's
he
an amazing
sent me.
guy.
I'm telling you,
Wow.
God has been great, faithful. I've met amazing people along the journey. And it was at a time when, because now when I think about that money I spent, then I'm like, Shade, what stupid God. But God just keeps showing up for you, even when things are rough. So that's just how one of the challenges was having so much money and not knowing how to apply it, not having a mentor. Not having, because you especially this social media age, everybody is running a business, everybody is successful, everybody is balling. So you're looking
successful on social media.
Yes. So you're looking at them and you're like, these people are doing it now. People will even come and advise me then. By now you should have branded cars. By now you should
branded cars.
Yeah, you should have an office with your signage and everything. I'll just be looking at this, that these ones don't know how far. Because when you're still working and running a business on the side, you think you are really making money because your salary is augmenting it. It's when you now
Word.
it's when you now leave that your eye will clear. Because before I resign, I say, Ashebi, I'm doing this business. I have
True.
customer. No problem. Oh, my eye cleared.
So let me take you back to that you didn't make any on the website.
No sale.
It's easy for someone to look at you and say, "Are they double spender?"
I know.
and all that. So, and it's easy for people to look at your following on social media and say, "This woman
Hmm.
is made.
Hmm.
She's very influential." Of
Hmm.
course, the influence didn't start today. But
No.
can you just share how failure helps you to get how failure helps on the journey? Yes.
Yeah, failure is, sometimes you hear these things that they quote from books and you say, oh, cliche, they're just saying it. But I have lived it, I have
Mm,
walked it. So I know when Steve Jobs says, fail fast, fail forward. So
mm,
if you sit down and say you're not going to try anything, people will always tell you it cannot work. Go ahead, try, make your mistakes and move. Just
yeah.
keep moving.
Yeah.
God, I've done many things in this my life. I can't even start. Where would I start from? I've done Trezoland, I've done branding, I've done movie recently. I've done,
It
but
still
if I
comes in the movie. Yeah.
so if you listen to people, you will not venture into anything. Failure is part of the process. But the thing is, when you fail, don't stay down. Get up, take the lessons, and
And
move.
move and
And
keep moving.
move. Keep
So
moving.
let me take you back to while I was preparing for this show, I read your social media Instagram profile, what
Okay.
you do. You know, it's easy for us to just look at you and say, hey, we are friends. And so today I took time
Okay.
to read it, and I saw something like you help mothers thrive in business without sacrificing family through the right support system. And
Also.
right now, you find that with the trending Chrisland story, people are saying, we need to be intentional, parents need to be intentional about parenting and all
Yes.
that. And you
Yes.
as a mompreneur, in that kind of situation, what would you what would you advise the mom to do?
Well,
If you had to be in her shoes. I didn't even plan to ask
you
this
know,
question.
and you know because you set me up because people have been a lot of people have been talking and saying, "Mompreneur, what are your thoughts on this?" I'm not in the position to be advising her mom, but I will just talk from my own perspective. One of the reasons why I resigned too is because children will embarrass you if you are not. You think you know your kids.
Hmm.
You have to really be intentional about building the relationship with them. Some people feel, oh, they're going to the best school. I give them
Hmm.
everything they want. They are doing lesson here and there. You have paid for chess, you have paid for guitar. But you are
Hmm.
not there. I tell people you cannot outsource
Parenting.
parenting.
Yeah.
Look, so in my case, my mom was telling me, Shebi, I'm there. But the kind of hand that she will use with them now as a grandmother is different from the hand
Different.
that she used for us. I remember then I used to complain. I say, Mommy, if my child should cry small, like this, she's already shout, hey, kilo she, oh, she. I say, is this the same you? So he cannot cry again. Do you understand? So parenting cannot be outsourced. You need to be present. You also need to create an environment where your children can speak to you. And trust is not something that comes overnight. It's built over
Hmm.
time. So
Hmm.
I'm here now, my children are outside. They're
Hmm.
on holiday. So when people are talking about work-life balance, balancing business and this thing, I say there's no balance per se, it's integration. So we are in this thing together. We are working it as we go. Sometimes
Amazing.
you prioritize some things. If this is important today, this is what is you're prioritizing. The
Hmm.
tomorrow is this, but make sure that relationship with you and your children. Because first of all, I'm not trying to be judgmental or anything, but this thing had been on for over 3 weeks, and the
Yeah.
girl could not speak to her mother. Do you
The girl
understand?
just spoke to her mom
It
and
was after because I watched the mother's video now. The mother said
yes.
it was when when this teacher called her, that she
Okay.
called her daughter, and her
Hmm.
daughter, started saying, and her daughter didn't even give her the full picture.
At all.
She
Our
didn't give her
daughter
the full picture.
has a social media page where
Handle,
she
and the mother is not aware.
yes.
I mean, look at now, my children, Roblox, morning, afternoon, night, Roblox. I sit down. Sometimes I have to sit down with them to see, what are you doing? I take their phone, do spot check. And it's not all of them that have phone. It's one that is 14 that has a phone.
Hmm.
They all know in my house. They say, Mommy, when can I say, no, in our own house. And some of our friends were in my own house.
Hmm.
It's when you are 14, 13, 14 that you can have a phone. Before that, no phone, right?
Let me ask you a personal question because I see that you are. I don't know you, 100%, but I see
Mm-hmm.
that you are intentional about, your parenting. I don't know the other aspects, but I see that you're always hanging out with them. At least now, waiting with this for social media, you're always hanging out with,
Yeah.
how do you create time? Because you're also hands-on when it comes
You
to.
see, that's why I said it's integration. So now we're coming from somewhere. I said, look, mommy has a radio show. So you guys will sit down outside and wait for me when I finish. They are involved in what I do.
Hmm.
Do you understand? And it's also even helping them because they can see your life. You're an example. I tell people that you will tell children, do this. You can advise them all you want. Your life is the real template that they
Hmm.
will follow.
Brilliant.
So if you want to have better behaved children or whatever, you have to be
An example to
an
them.
example to them. They are watching you, they are soaking in everything. So when they know that when it's time to work, okay, this is what mommy is doing now. Let's, they know. Do you understand? So we are in it together.
Okay, so in the same vein, let's talk about your mother, your wife, you run a business, and you just decided to wear a new cap. Is it decided to wear a new cap? The cap is on your or is it the
Ah,
ads is on your hair right now? And how have you been? It always amazes me when I see you on Instagram. When how this one think they do this thing? Like, yeah, how do you balance these things?
yeah. So, well, I think one of let me not boast, but my superpower is energy. Because some people tell me, Mofolusade, please, you need to bottle this your energy and be selling it. I don't know how you because like this holiday, I have a child that's doing soccer, I have one that's doing swimming, I have this, and do you understand? So she
Wow,
say, when I've even watching your stories, even me, I'm tired on your behalf.
wow.
But I don't know. I find this strength maybe because I'm living the life that I designed for myself. So like
Hmm.
there's no somebody may look at me and say, I want to be like you. I want to no. You just need to be like you,
Mm.
right? I'm
What?
not trying to be someone else. This is who I am. I'm an energy bunny myself.
Mm.
The children are swimming. I'm swimming with them. Do you understand? If they are riding, I'm riding. It's me.
Mm.
I think that's really the key. Just be the best of yourself.
Mm.
And it won't be difficult. You won't feel like it's stress. It's when you're trying to be someone else. You're saying, oh, this is what they're doing in social media now. This is what let me try and be like that. There are some people that don't have the energy that I have, and that's fact. So then they find another way or find what works for them and just be yourself. Really.
Talking about being yourself,
Mm.
you just ventured into filmmaking, and of
Yes.
course, for those of us who are close to you, we know say, listen, you don't did there before.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a time you had a stage drama,
Mm-hmm.
you had a short film,
Yeah.
and now filmmaking. So, what was the process like for you? As a filmmaker, as a newbie.
As a newbie, I'm grateful that I had a good team. Maybe because, like you said, this is not, it's not, some people will sit and say, this woman just now, film again.
Mm,
But as far back as 2015, no, 2014, because I've always wanted to do this thing. Funny thing
yes.
about life is, I remember the first time I went for an audition after my chemical engineering degree in 2005, no, 2002 or so. My parents, there's nothing they did not say.
You went
Come
for
here and go
audition
make.
to
I wanted to act.
really?
I wanted to.
Wow.
They say, is that what he's doing you now? Go and look for work. Go and look for, and so every time I see their video, because my father talk on the day of this film. I say, see you now, talking and granting interviews. Maybe you are abusing me, say, we didn't know better. I say, you see
Uh,
life, right? So the desire was there.
hmm,
And in 2014, I had, it was even my pension money then. I pulled out my pension money.
wow.
And there was a young guy, Olabode, who I was
Emmanuel.
grooming, yes,
Hmm.
Emmanuel at the time, and he read creative arts in Ife. So I said, okay, let's go to creative arts department Ife. We are going to go and do short. I have series. I want to tell stories about entrepreneurship. I want to do
Hmm.
this. I carry my children. We all went to Ife to go and
Your
shoot for
children.
4 years. Then they were younger. I had only two then. I
Okay.
didn't have to, we went to stay in Ife, shot for 2-3 days. The movie, the short film, the series came out, but I didn't really know what to do with it. That was my first experience. Second experience too,
Hmm.
stage performance. I spent money, got hall, in fact, say.
We were there. We were there live and direct.
say.
KJ was there too.
Yes, but this, I mean, it just never dies. So this story, this time, Emmanuel had gone into his acting career full time.
Film,
So he
yeah.
came to me one day and said, Auntie, this your film, this thing, don't let it die now. Let's do something. And there was someone I met before then who had just opened the studio. So I went to have a meeting with him and Emmanuel followed me. And there's nothing this guy did. In fact, by the time the guy had finished with me, I would lost hope. Because they said you will need like 20 million, you will need like this. By the time he broke everything down, Ori for me. So
Hmm.
I think Emmanuel could see that I was discouraged. So as we were driving, he said, Auntie, don't worry, Joe. I know somebody. I know. So that was how he introduced me to Remy Binola,
Yeah.
the director of the
Yes.
movie. And we said, okay, let's put a team together. And by that time, I had a friend. Okay, I had the budget. I'd spoken to a couple of friends from my school. And they said, see, you can crowdfund this thing now. If
Hmm.
200 of your friends give you 30K, or what it pay? So I picked up my phone. I had a list, and I hate doing that. But you know when you have a vision. So I started calling. Funny thing, the first person I called said, movie? Eh, I'm interested. I've always wanted to do this. You know what? I'll finance the movie.
Huh? Sorry, say that again.
Voila. It was
Say
like
that
a dream.
again. I'm just saying this. I'm just saying this part of the story.
I said, are you serious? He said, yes, I've always wanted to do it. I'm in the corporate. I don't have time. I don't have this thing. But if you are interested in it, let's do this. I said, wait first. Wait. Let's do agreement. What is your own? What is your own inside this? I
Yeah.
don't, because I said this is risk. Oh, I've lost money in the past. At Shele, that is Jegbese. If we Jegbese, not the one that come and kill me. I don't want to sleep. He said, no. I know these things. I know. But, true, like play. We had done scripts, we gather team, everything.
Wow.
That's how we saw money back to do movie.
Wow. Amazing.
I'm telling you. And we had one, so the plan was, okay, I was going to sell it to a particular streaming platform. But of course, when I read the terms and conditions, I said, no, this cannot work. And I mean, I have a product, I've gone through this. I believe I can get better for this. Let me premiere it for International Women's Day. And for that also, it was just amazing. First Bank came through, the funding for the premiere and everything, people, when you have, when they say this thing, that when you have a strong desire and you just step out, you listen to God and you step out, He just makes everything fall in place.
Okay, so let's talk about the premiere. I was there and it was massive. It was massive. I've never seen that kind of premiere before. Mainland edition, Island edition. But what inspired that idea? What ran through your mind?
I'm the type of person that before, when I listen to people talking, when I interview people on entrepreneurship platforms and they say, oh, how did you do it? And they say it's God, I used to abuse them. But now I think I'm one of them. It is God. God forgive me for ever abusing anybody that says. So this is the way it happened. So like I said, we had planned to sell to a particular streaming platform. We had submitted, we were waiting for feedback. And it was, months had passed, there was no feedback. And one day I was in church in a program, and we're praying. And something it was just like I literally heard something say, you have a product. Why do you want to give it away? And I said, He said, International Women's Day is coming. And this was February. International Women's Day is March. International Women's Day is coming. Take this thing to the cinema.
Yeah.
Tie it to International Women's Day. And I was like, I wrote it down somewhere. But you know that thing, when it flashed, I could see the event in my eyes. But I was thinking, after that, when the thing comes, you feel energized. You're like, yes, let's do this.
Ginger.
But by the second day, I was already like, where am I going to get the money from? God, how am I going to do this? March 8th is already here. This is February. Where? Because people say, you've been planning this for a long time. I just laugh. I planned that thing under 3 weeks.
Wow.
Under 3 weeks. And I just got home that day, started writing letters, the people that I even thought were going to give me money, the brands that I was so sure that say we are supporting you, Shingbai. I cried though. I cried though, because I say yes, I've entered Allah. Who sent me, Oluwa? But I will just remember that, well, you told me to do this thing and you will not put me to shame. And in fact, the money from First Bank came the day before the premiere.
Yeah. So finally, as a round off, we didn't even touch the theme for today's show. But can women have it all? Let me just use this on.
Absolutely yes, but not at the same time. So we need to prioritize. There are seasons and there are times. So you need to know what season you are. You look at somebody now that has, I look at my mom now. She raised 6 of us. When she was raising us, it was not easy.
6 of you?
6 children, Now she's balling. She can change glasses anytime she likes. She can do whatever. Sometimes she's even bored looking for what to do. She's telling me she wants to do PhD. Because she has so much to do on her. So do you understand? It's times and seasons. Understand and embrace whatever stage you are. So now I have children that I have to be carrying around. I'm embracing it. I'm enjoying it. We go to anything. We're just working it out. Whatever stage you are, enjoy it. Live. Because before you know it, it's gone. It will pass and you will be all right.
Great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So women can have it all, but they can't have it all at the same time. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you.
Those who are viewing and listening right now, thank you for joining us on today's edition of Celebrity Uncensored. We'll be right back on the same platform. God bless you. Keep living your